guys, welcome back to my channel, Attorney Brooke. It's good to see everyone again. So it's the weekend for me right now, and I'm actually gonna be heading to one of my best friends and another good friend, like a joint birthday party. We're gonna grill out and cook out at someone's house. So we're gonna be mainly outside in the backyard, and it is like full-blown summer here in Texas. So I'm gonna show you guys the makeup that I'm gonna do for just like being outside. It's probably gonna seem a bit step intensive, but as I've said before, it's all about that skin prep and what you're wanting your makeup and how you're wanting it to wear throughout the evening or for whatever occasion you're attending. So let's just jump into it. I also just went and perused around Sephora. I've had my eye on some products that I've been wanting to try. I picked up some items and I am excited to share them with you guys. So let's get started. Okay, first and foremost, skin prep. I'm gonna throw on, which I've showed you all before, the Ren Daily Tonic Glow. I have a cotton swab, and I'm starting with obviously a bare face. Try to bring it down as much as I can, depending obviously on what I'm wearing. I like the tonic because it gives it like a very clean, fresh feel, but just a little bit of tackiness, which I like for the makeup application. Next, I am very excited to try this. It is the Khiels Super Multi-Corrective Eye Zone Treatment. Get it in there for you guys. I do use, and I've shared before, I don't have it in front of me, but the Summer Fridays Glow Eye Cream, and here's how it comes. And I like it. I just wanted to try something maybe a bit, has like a bit more oomph and a bit more moisturizing. So I actually just took what was on that cap, and probably a lot, but we'll just see how it wears. Again, try to go in with the ring fingers and be super gentle, super light. So first impression feels so good and like silky. It doesn't feel like it's like dry and like it's already starting to pill or anything like that. I'm just gonna go all in. If I do, I'll do some eyeshadow, but I'll set my eyelids later. Super light, try not to pull too much. Let's see. You see this glow at all? It feels really nice. Okay, I really like it. It is relatively scentless. I don't know that it has any like added fragrances or anything, so actually feels very cooling. It's a gel-like substance and wears relatively lightly. I really like it. Oh wow, and it's tacky, which I like, and it's actually absorbing fairly quickly. Probably because my eyes were crusty and I needed it. It kind of actually gives my eyes like a little bit of bounce too. It had great reviews, so I snagged that one. So love it. That's the Khiels eye cream. I also snagged a refill of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Moisturizing Cream, which I've shared multiple times. I'm not gonna crack this one open just yet because I just have a little bit left, but I was there, so I wanted to go ahead and snag it. Sorry, I forgot. Just going in with the CC cream, that's gonna be my next step, the Summer Fridays. And I've shared this with you before. A couple pumps of that. So good on the skin. It just like brings your skin back to life and gives it that glow, and it just feels breathable. And I'm trying to like teach myself, like practice what you preach, like don't pull on the skin too much. Then I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream Moisturizer. Love this stuff. I just get it going everywhere. Next, last bit of skin prep, I'm just gonna throw in a little bit of the Laneige lip balm. So, I mean, it's kind of common sense, but a trick that I learned it's Makeup by Kelly Ann is her Instagram handle, and she's absolutely amazing. She's actually a Texan, I believe out of Austin, Texas, and I've been probably like one of her day one followers, and I've absolutely loved her makeup style. She goes for like the super dewy, just like breathable, like your skin is still your skin kind of look. So I love her, and she has taught me that part of skin prep is using a good lip balm, because our lips are an indicator of, can be one of the biggest indicators of dehydration. You just want it to be plump and saturated and moisturized, and let that sit in while you're doing your makeup, so that when you go to apply your lipstick or gloss or liner later on, it just glides on and your lips are gonna look plump and fresh from like within, and they're not gonna be like crusty or flaky. So that's why I love sleeping with a good lip balm, and then I also like prepping with a really good lip balm. Last bit of prep, obviously we're gonna be outside, so 100% the SPF. I love the Glow Screen by Supergoop. I've definitely dabbled in other brands of SPF. I love the Glow Screen because it just makes you look like a goddess. And I like that dewy, extra glowy look, but they have a great one that I believe is like the Unseen sunscreen. So if you don't love the dewy look, or if you're like super oily, I've gone through several tubes of the Unseen sunscreen by Supergoop and I absolutely love it. It's more gel-like, has zero pigment, like zero iridescence in it. So give that a go if you wanna try Supergoop. Love Supergoop. Okay, so that's gonna be the skin prep. Good glowy base going. My skin is very thirsty, so letting it soak in. Let's dive in. I am gonna do foundation just a little bit. I don't wanna be too cakey and like outside. I feel like in natural daylight, you can really see what you're wearing as it is. So I'm just gonna do a real thin coat. Again, the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I wear shade 4.5. And then I believe it's pronounced Saie, S-A-I-E. Saie Beauty is a clean line. I love this product. It is the Glowy Super Gel and Star Glow. I'm not sure if they have other shade, but this one's just relatively light and it's very airy and gel-like, and it gives that an extra bounce of glow in your complexion. What I also really like about this product is it comes in this nice like glass bottle, but inside the product is actually inside of a bag, and then I believe that bag is recyclable, and then to replace the product you just buy the refill, so you get to use this bottle for as long as you love the product, which that's cool too. And I know the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream offers refills as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for it, do just a couple pumps on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna do one generous pump of the Saie, and then I'm just going to cocktail it. And it just helps heaviness of the foundation. Armani Luminous Silk, I would say, is like medium to buildable coverage. So I think adding in that Saie just kind of like thins it out a bit and gives you just more a breathable look. Foundation brush. I'm just gonna go for it and try to get like as much product in the brush as I can and really prep it. And then you can definitely go in with a beauty blender. You can go in with your hands and your fingers. Like, never underestimate the power of your fingers and being like applicators for makeup. And a lot of the times products can develop a little bit better and then apply a little bit better with like adding in like the warmth of your fingertips. So if you're wanting something to blend and like you just can't get it with the brush, you can't get it with a sponge, like just use like that light part and just lightly, and you'll be surprised like how well it can work. So I just like the brush. I guess if you were wanting a quicker application, just like go in with your hands or a large beauty sponge. But remember, get the ears, behind the ears, the neck, around the nose, chin. And also, this foundation is wearing great on top of that Khiels eye cream. So I'm really impressed with that. No like massive pilling so far of the product, which I tend to get a little bit of pill with the Summer Fridays that I've shared with you guys, the eye cream. I would say compare the Khiels eye cream compared to the Summer Fridays is just more gel-like and almost like more watery consistency. So it just kind of absorbs super quickly, which I am liking so far. So if I'm looking super close right here in my mirror, I can definitely still see some brush strokes need to be blended out. So I'm gonna just go in with a beauty blender, good dampened beauty blender, and lightly just gonna go in and even out where I see some of those brush strokes, and just developing the product a bit more on your skin. And with this light, like beautiful Armani Silk foundation with that cocktailed Saie, like it's just gonna like enhance your natural skin, and it definitely doesn't look cakey, especially when I did that good glowy prep. I tend to find that my skin gets cakey when I start using like matte concealers and start adding it in. That's when it's like and it grips and I'm like, ah. So here's just a light layer of foundation. I mean, you can still see my skin through it, which I like. It's breathable, it's blended. Okay, next, I actually have never tried the Nars concealer, the Radiant Creamy Concealer. Like I've said before, I like a bright concealer, a bright under eye. I don't really like to match it to my skin. I actually went with, I think, one of the lightest shades that the line offers, and it's Chantilly Light number 1. They were out of the full size, so I wound up just snagging the mini, which is fine anyway, so I can see if I actually like the product and the color before I go back and like really commit to a large one. I know like the Nars Creamy Concealer is such a staple for like most makeup artists and people that I've enjoyed learning from and watching. It's gotta be great if makeup artists, professional makeup artists use it and whatnot. I'm just being a bit more meticulous with the placement just because I just want to see how it wears everywhere. I'm gonna go in with a makeup brush, nice and fluffy. I think it blends a bit better than some of the e.l.f. concealers I've been using. I just think because those were marketed to be matte and so they just wear differently. But I'm doing super, super light brush strokes because my skin prep is not really wanting to stay in place super well right now, but it's very pretty. I go all over. I just have dark eyes, dark eyelids, so I like to brighten it all. No pill under the eye whatsoever, and I'm sure it's a combination of a good eye cream as well as just creamier based concealer. Ooh, it's so bright, I love it. Everyone's different. Some people like to match their concealer a bit more so with their skin tone. I feel like I just come from the time of like growing up watching like Kim Kardashian and just like that bold, and like Kylie, the bold, bright under eye. And I just like it because I have super dark eyes. So concealer is just one of my favorite products. There's no right or wrong. Okay, I'm gonna go in, there's a little bit of brush stroke still, so I'm gonna go in with that same beauty sponge and just lightly. Wow, I really like the Creamy Concealer by Nars, y'all. Really, really, really love it. It's actually might be one of my favorites that I've tried, and I've tried a lot. Great, great coverage, but creamy. I'm excited to see how it sets down and then how it wears, especially being outside this evening. We'll see how that goes. That'll be a good test of like the longevity of this. So I feel like I'm finally getting back to that skin I'm wanting. I'm brightened. It's just the look I love. Okay, so that was the Nars Creamy Concealer. Really, really love it. Next, I'm gonna go in with some cream bronzer now. I'm still sticking with the cream products, which might not be the best idea if you're gonna be outside all day long, but I mean, I'm just going for the evening. It's gonna be casual, so, you know, I'm not meeting the president or anything, so I'm cool with it. Creamy ones can probably tend to slip around, and they obviously, just by the sake of their makeup, don't stick and wear as long as powder products, but I'm gonna go in and set everything real well, so that's fine. So I'm going in with the Tom Ford Cream Concealer. It's the shade in Illuminate palette, and I have it in shade Intensity 0.5. So you can see it's pretty worn in for me. This is a beautiful, very creamy, dewy highlighting part. It's cream as well, but I typically just go in and grab this. So I would say, and I'm gonna go ahead and start popping this on, the Tom Ford Cream bronzer compared to the Chanel cream bronzer, I would say is a bit creamier and tends to glide a little bit more, whereas the Chanel, still creamy, still fantastic, but just a different type of formula in my opinion. Maybe I'm gonna just kind of, just not precisely at all, just go in and create the shadow on the inside of the face. Don't neglect the nose, the eye socket, just like you would the jawline and the outsides of the face. And you can see like a little goes a long way. I just have so much in the actual brush. It's just doing its job. And I'm a firm believer in like start with less and then you can always add in more as you see your face, the makeup developing. I'll show you, like I'm wearing a low cut top, so I'll show you how I like bronze my chest. So it's not like all bronzed. And then like, I just don't neglect your neck. So you can see what that looks like. We still have a lot of glow. We still have a lot of oils working, which I like. Next, I'm gonna go in with a powder bronzer. This powder bronzer is by Lawless. It's the Summer Skin powder bronzer, and it's the shade Golden Hour. Here's what it looks like. I think I've shared this one before. They're extremely pigmented, so I get like a good dose on it and then tap it out. Blot it on a towel down. And then I'm gonna go in, saturate it more in the temples. I like a spread out, like overall bronzy look. I'm not doing like sculpted contour or anything. I do sometimes, but okay, this is what I do. Like the big like kabuki type brush, just go down. So it sets the creams a little bit better once we start adding in those powders real lightly, light layers. Now let's do some blush, and I am very excited to try this product. It's the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush palette by Patrick Ta. and I got it in shade She's a Doll. So I'm a Patrick Ta fanatic, and I absolutely love following him. I love watching his work. He's a celebrity makeup artist, great YouTube videos. He's just one of those that's like in the professional world but still loves like sharing his passion and teaching, and love him. So his products are used by professional makeup artists. It was developed by a professional makeup artist, so I feel like it's got to be a great product. I've been wanting to try this one. So you have the powder on the bottom, the powder blush. Ooh, it's so soft and pigmented. And then up here is the creamy, I guess like complimentary. Ooh. So She's a Doll, he swears by this one, and he like uses this and has it in his own kit. So, and it has this little plastic flap to protect the cream. So I had to get my hands on this and try it. It's very similar to the Dior 001 Pink Backstage like Rosy Glow Powder Blush. But I mean, come on, you can't have too much of anything. I really wanted to try this. So I'm gonna go in and I'm actually gonna do cream. I'm using this little blush brush I have, but I'm kind of wiping it out to get some of the previous pigment out. Really saturate it. Okay, let's see. Like I've said, I love blush, so I like bringing it up real high. Wow, so gorgeous. Look at that, y'all. He was not kidding. Patrick Ta knows what he's doing, and I'm just grateful to learn. Super pigmented. I like the sun-kissed look right now, just like summertime. I'm gonna wait till the end to test out the powder part since I still have a lot of cream on. I'm not gonna go pack on powder just yet. Next step, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do a little bit of highlight. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette in the 002 Glitz shade. So it's definitely the peachier brown tones compared to the other palette in the same highlighter that Dior makes. I'm gonna go in with the dual fiber ended brush. I'm gonna go like this blushy, like peachy vibe. I love highlighter. This is my all-time favorite palette. It's just light. It makes your skin look like your skin, but just a little bit enhanced. And it's really gonna tack on to that cream right now, which I like. I'm not too meticulous with it. I just like it everywhere. I love a glowy look. I'm gonna do a little bit of that darker, a little bit on the cleavage. Look at that glow, y'all. Quite literally obsessed. Now I have been hearing about by Kosas, I believe that's how you pronounce the brand. It's the Cloud Set Baked Setting and Smoothing Powder. I have heard great things about this. It is a clean brand, and I actually really like this brand because it's talc free, and I'm not perfection on any of my makeup products. I'm not gonna pretend to be, but I won't pass up a talc-free product because talc is a common ingredient in a lot of powder cosmetics, as well as some cream with like cream blushes, lipsticks. It's actually like readily in lots of products, and the makeup industry just isn't as regulated as it should be. So a lot of times we don't really know what's in our products, and I don't think regulation on cosmetics has been updated in several decades. So as new findings come out about different ingredients and this and that and how they're harmful to the skin, it's just pretty much just turn a blind eye to it. So if you're conscious makeup wearer, then Kosas is definitely your go-to brand. It being talc free means that there's essentially no asbestos in the talc. We all know asbestos is naturally, it comes with talc, and we know asbestos causes cancer like the mesothelioma, I believe. Anyways, talc free is the way to go if you can snag it. I'm very excited to try this. So I'm gonna go in with just a super small, like fluffy brush to set the under eye, set that eye cream, and also the concealer. Definitely want to start going in and mattifying the area. I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyelid too, because I'm gonna do some eyeshadow. And don't be scared to set the eyelid. If you're going in with a cream base, your powdered eyeshadows just aren't gonna blend and wear and smooth out like you want them to. So I'm just mattifying the entire area. I got it in the lightest shade. It is the Airy Cloud Set. I just like a translucent type powder, brightening powder. So I go with the light shades. Yeah, like my eyelids are already getting super creasy, and I probably should have wiped it off before I went in, but that's fine. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a larger brush and really start like packing this on. and I'm not like pulling the creams that I'm trying to set. I'm like tapping in, light tap. I don't want to go in and just, because I'm gonna move all this beautiful work that I just did. So I would say if you go in with creams and you know you're gonna be outside, you know you're gonna be in the heat, you have to set with powder. Otherwise, you're just gonna be sweating, slipping, sliding. It's not gonna be pretty. So pretty. I'm gonna go a little bit under here, super light. And this is I like this part of the makeup process for me, because this is when you can go in and kind of like reel in that blush, and you can lightly blend those borders so that it's a little bit more blendable. It's not as crazy. And again, super, super, super light. You don't want to move any of the cream around. You just want to complement it. And like I said earlier, like less is more with blush and stuff, because I can always go in on the end. Got a good layer, and I looked like I was like going ham with it, but it actually applies super, super light. It's not as like caked as you think it is. Like my skin still feels extremely breathable right now. You can still see I have a good glow, which that's what I want. I don't want to look baked, but it definitely controls some of that shine. So I like it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep trying it. I'm gonna see how it wears. Next step, I am going to do some eyeshadow. Okay, so I actually got this product too. It's new. It is the Dior Backstage Eye Palette, and it is in the shade 002 Cool Neutrals, which I'm excited to try. I mentioned Kellyanne earlier. She's a professional makeup artist in Manhattan, and she actually just came out with an eye tutorial using cool eyeshadows, and it's just a good like 90s glam, and I love that. That's like my go-to makeup style. I really like the 90s eye, super shadowy. I like a good line, like juicy 90s lips. So I'm very excited to try this. And you can see a little bit better the colors. They're definitely like the deeper, like gray, purpley, pinky, very cool. I have my handful of like warm browns and bronzy palettes, so I definitely wanted to get my hands on a cool palette. This top one up here is a primer. So if you're wanting that a little bit of that tackiness, it's a cream up there. I don't really have any rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna kind of go in. I'm not gonna do anything like super glam, like to the nines, because like I said, I just want like a breathable, natural look for right now. So I'm gonna go in with this fluffy eyeshadow brush. I learned that when you're going in with like a good transition shade, and you're really just wanting to contour the area, well, around the nose, the eye sockets, the crease, you really just want a good, big, fluffy brush. And then as you're wanting to go in, create dimension, create liner, creating that outer corner definition, that's when you go smaller and denser with your brushes to gain more control. But I'm just gonna stick with this one because I just want like a good, clean, contoured eye. This one probably looks like the closest to a transition shade for me. You just wanna go in something that's like similar to your skin tone, but maybe just a couple shades darker, very powdery. So I'm gonna tap, 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 and I'm gonna go in super light right now and start creating that crease. It's cool tone, so I don't want to get too crazy right here, but just a little bit right there. Creating that crease. I like to really go in here and create that dimension inside the eye. I don't like to pull a whole lot down because my eyes naturally kind of sit down anyways, and like the shape of my eyebrow. So I really like to create a higher socket, and I have super hooded eyelids. So this is like hooded individuals. If your eyelids are hooded, like this is your opportunity to go in and create that lift and create kind of like a crease that you're wanting. Instead of like, I wouldn't go real deep in here because then it's like I open my eye and it disappears. So I want to brighten and lift. So I'm going a little bit higher. And I'm wearing like a purple shirt, so kind of those cool undertones can kind of vibe with it, as opposed to like a full like bronzy look. Yeah, very pigmented, very pretty. A little bit right here, a little bit down the nose. I don't want to look bruised. Gray, like purple. Just a little bit of lift on the side. Complement that lift with the concealer. It's pretty. I think I have like a good contour going. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and then a little bit of that one, just for a little bit more density. And I'm just gonna go a little bit more meticulously, a little lower on the bottom part of the crease. Pretty, look at her. Again, some of this and just like a dab of that. On this eye, I'm going in just a bit denser, a bit more intentional to give it that shading and that shadow that I want. Pull it all the way in. A little flick out, nothing crazy. Okay, I really like this. This is gorgeous. Now I'm gonna use a different one. I really like this so far. I'm gonna keep it beautiful. And I purchased Kellyanne's tutorial. I think it was like 20, 30 bucks. And she just step by step, like you're chilling, like have a glass of wine with her. And she teaches you like all the tips and trick. And she taught like a good cool tone glam, like 90s eyeshadow. And so I'm definitely excited to try it with this. Okay, I want to do a little bit of highlight like in the middle of my eye. So I'm going to go in with the Tom Ford palette. It's the Tom Ford like eye color quad, and it's in the 01 Naked Pink. It's a little bit warmer tones, but that's okay. I was just wanting this one. It's very shimmery, and I'm going to go in with my finger and tap it in the middle of my eyelid right here and on the lid. Get all the way as close as you can to that eye line. And then I'm gonna lightly just like tap it up all the way. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no like, you don't have to be super like intentional with it. And it just gives like that pretty center glow. On this eye, same thing. Tapping it in where the most concentration is right here. And then just lightly bringing that glimmer up into the brow. Yeah, I'm loving the cool tones. I like cool tones. Don't get me wrong, I love a beautiful bronzy coral moment, and I'll definitely dabble in that and try to show you guys what I do. But my go-to is cool tone. I really like it. Next step, we have some eyes on. I am going to do some lashes, not falsies, just some mascara. I'm gonna curl the eyelashes. I mean, any eyelash curler will do. If like you're super picky and you have like a certain shaped eye, like almond shaped eyes, I know like better brands or different shapes are better for different types of eyes, but mine has been working for me just fine. It's by Tweezerman. I think Tweezerman line is sold in Sephora as well as drugstore brand. I think I snagged this one actually at CVS the other day. Don't pinch yourself. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Opening Act Priming Mascara. I like to really get in there and saturate and coat the eyes. It's just all preference on mascara. I almost like a big, like lumpier style lash. If that's not really like your style and you like a wispier, like just airier eyelash, then probably skip the priming step or just do a super light coat of it. Okay, and as I've said before, I like to let this dry down just a bit to where it's tacky, so then I can actually utilize my actual mascara on the top of it a lot better. I don't want it to be super dry because then it gets crusty, but if it's just wet and you go right on with your mascara, it's gonna slip off. I'm gonna go in with this Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil. I have shade, probably like a neutral brown or something, but it's dual-ended. You have a spoolie on one side, and then you have the tapered waxy pencil side. I am not an expert at eyebrows, so like don't at me and like please don't hate me, but just I'm doing super light brush strokes. I'm following the natural shape of my eyebrow because if I tried to do anything else, I would look like a crayon. And I am literally doing like the lightest because I'm not good at it. Lightly gonna spoolie that out just to blend it a bit. I like drew it on just to go like spoolie it all off, but like, I don't know, it stresses me out. I don't really like a big like drawn on brow. I wish I had like beautiful fluffy brows, but it's just never had them. So I'm not gonna try to make my brows something they're not. If y'all saw me in public and saw these eyebrows, y'all would be like, who does she think she is? It's not good. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take like a cleaner spoolie and just lightly pull like the craziness and blend it just a little bit more. Like, I just don't want to mess up a lot of that foundation around the eye, the concealer. I feel better about that. I'm gonna actually go in, and I probably should do a little bit more refined of a brush, but this just has a little bit of the concealer left, and like the lightest circular motions to where I kind of spoolied some of it away. And like I said, I have not mastered brows, so this has just kind of been trial and error for me. I noticed that I pull some of that product off that's up here. So I'm like not adding in more product, I'm just taking my brush to lightly blend it back down. Go in with mascara. Like I said, I love a good coated, like I go in double-sided, good coated lash all the way through. It's good. So pretty. Those cooler purples too, I feel like are making my brown like the brown eyes pop a bit. Wow, this contact is bugging. I'm gonna go in now with my e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is drugstore line, the Wow Brow Gel. And mine is a bit pigmented. I'm just gonna go in and like wispy up those brows just a little bit more. This isn't like super hold or anything, but it's just gonna add in a bit more pigment, especially for me on the ends of my brows. They're so sparse. And just to further blend out that pencil that I used earlier. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'm gonna blend it a bit more. So looking good. I'm gonna be a little bit cray cray and I'm gonna add on a dab of the powder Patrick Ta blush. The She's a Doll Bright Pink. There it is. I tested it earlier and it was very pigmented, so I'm gonna use this same blush brush. I'm just wiping. I'm just gonna tap it. Okay, just lightly right here. I look like an 80s chick. I'm actually gonna go in and add a little bit more powder throughout just to like set it all in. Going back in with the Kosas powder, back in with the same fluffy brush I was using. Keep setting. I got a pretty generous amount of pink up here, so blend that out. So pretty, y'all. And look, it's still super glowy. Now, I think I dabbled in all the new products that I wanted to show you guys. So far, I really like all of them. That Nars Creamy Concealer actually wears very beautifully. It's probably hard to tell on the camera, but right now, like no super crazy creasing, no pilling. It all looks very glowy. I really like the Kosas setting powder. It's very, very lightweight. This is probably a great summer powder just for setting the makeup. Like I still absolutely love that I have a lot of glow coming back through. And I feel like I could reapply this later on with just like a large kabuki brush if I was getting like pretty oily right here and I wanted it, and it wouldn't like pull or like start getting real cakey. Versus, I'll show you real quick this one that I have, and I'll do like a full glam tutorial with it. It's a great, great, great foundation powder. It's the One Size line, but this one is like intense. I would do my initial makeup routine with this, but then I would literally like bring this one in my purse later on to touch up, because if you keep adding and layering on this one, you're just gonna get cakey and it's gonna fill in on the nose, and like you'll be able to like it when it starts like setting in your pores and you're like no. Last thing for me, I got some mascara when I just went through my tragic extravaganza. I got some on my eyelids. So a little trick that I'm sure most of you makeup geniuses already know, but just get a spoolie. Once it's dry, and you can just pull it light, and you can literally pull that mascara off. I also go in with Q-tips too, but I just wanted to show you guys. I'm gonna go in with a Q-tip because there is some eye mascara. Pretty, what do you guys think? Next, I'm gonna show you a lippy. I'm gonna go in with a warmer, like a pinkier. This is by Makeup Forever. It's their Artist Color Pencils in shade Wherever Walnut. So it's in the brown family, but it's rosier, so there's more pink undertones. I think kind of tie in the pinky blush a little bit. And again, that lip balm has now set in, and this is just gliding on like heaven. So that Cupid's bow, I like to accentuate. I overline underneath, just right here. So you can already see how it's like pulling the lips out. And then just, I like to go in, I just do some dabs. So pretty. Good lip liner base going on. Then I'm gonna go in, it's by Nars. It's their Velvet Matte Lip Pencils. And this is shade Batina. And it's a really like slightly iridescent, like lighter, warmer. Go in with that. Okay, so there's it, and you know me, can't go anywhere without a gloss. So I have the Dior Lip Maximizer Hyaluronic Lip Plumper. Love, love, love this line of their lip gloss. I just have it in shade 001. I think it's just like a good universal, like it has a pink hue to it, obviously, but goes on relatively clear. So super pretty over pinks and nudes, and even wears great on its own. Very pretty and like moisturizing. It's not the thickest, tackiest gloss ever, which I really like. This one just gives a little bit more of like a from within kind of glow. So it's not like high glossy, and it has that plumping and you can feel it. I like to go a little bit up with it on my cupid's bow just so it reflects on like that plumpiest part from your lip. And when the light hits it, it's gonna give it that effect of even more like put the makeup down. But I'm gonna go in with just a tad bit more highlighter just to set on top of that powder pink I put on. Okay, I really like this look. I don't know why as soon as I put on lips I have to like, so pretty. Okay, and then last step, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the Ultra Glow Setting Spray. Very light and misty. I'm gonna go also on my chest, so it's like that full glow is going down. I do go ham with it, that's just me. Like when you are putting on your makeup and you do get a little bit of cakiness, like don't fret. I feel like this at the end just kind of like it just brings it all together. I like it. What do you guys think? I did my hair too, I'm kind of proud. Good little curl look. Okay, that's it. I'm done with this glam. You definitely don't have to do every single step of it if you don't want to. I don't always throw all this on. There's not always this many steps, but it's the weekend and your girl's just trying to live a little, so let's do it. Okay, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I guess if you want to see more of my content and follow along in my randomness and what I'm coming up with next, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I am signing out. Bye.